Welcome back to Transport Fever 2. We are on our way to Fort Lauderdale. In today's episode, I would like to look at fixing some of our production issues. This is going to be an ongoing issue, but I want to give you some insight on some of the things I look at when I'm trying to fix the ongoing issues with all the production lines. That pretty much almost every city wants almost the exact same thing to a point. Now, how do I go about getting this so it's operational at its max level? That's what we're going to work on today. And we're going to start here with this train 1181. If you're wondering what these numbers are, so basically I take the line number, which is 118, and then 1 is just the number of trains I have currently on that line. So what I want to do to start off is I want to come in here and I want to get the SD40-2 and put it on here. This is a much better engine and locomotive than the other one. So we'll upgrade that and that will help that out. The other thing I want to take a look at is our goods factory. I'm not liking the numbers at this point. It's 21 out of 100 and we're shipping 49%. I'm okay with the plastic right now, but I'm not happy with the planks. So let's come down here and find out what is going on with the planks. Now, I was super excited about having the ability to have these Peterbilt 359 vehicles, but now I'm starting to get to the point where I'm not a fan of them because they take up so much space in here that they're causing additional traffic jams. So I think I may want to go back to a different type of vehicle from an earlier or from a previous run. So, I mean, we do have these vehicles, the Studebaker still, that we could use to transport some of this. But I think I'm going to go back to the man trucks. And basically what I'm going to do is replace those with these. And then I'm going to start increasing it. So right now, currently, if we take a look and we pin some of this, right now, currently, we have 76 logs on the line 239 Fort Lauderdale planks, to which takes it over to our goods factory. So I'm going to keep adding on until I get to a reasonable number. 85, I think, is a reasonable number. And we'll let that run for a little bit. Now, something that you can do to help yourself out, which I'm going to do right now, and I will show you, is I'm going to tear up the road a little bit. I'm going to go to street construction, and I'm going to put a roundabout in here. Roundabouts are great. They really help the traffic. So, for example, like you see our trucks are coming out this way. And what I would like to do is tell them, hey, look, why don't you take this road up here? And this way, it's more of a direct path for them. As you can see, that truck just turned around. And now they're going to get into the roundabout and they're going to go this way. Now, you notice that cars are not taking that path, only the trucks are. This is a good way to help to reduce the congestion that you're experiencing with other traffic. If you take a look, you can see that I am now slowly starting to increase the production on this. Now, this factory, the goods factory at Fort Lauderdale, can handle up to 100 in production per year. As you can see, I'm getting a nice shipment now to this factory. What my hope is eventually that I can get it over here on the train platform and start shipping goods, just not only into Fort Lauderdale, but also the other cities that are requiring it. Now I'd like to head over to Des Moines. As you can see, Des Moines wants goods. Now here is some of the issues that I've ran into. If we click on the Jefferson Street at Des Moines, you can see that it doesn't cover the entire city. Either does Ridge Street at Des Moines as well. Forced to put in the truck unload stops, which you can find under this tab here, the first tab. Go to buildings, truck unload stop. Truck unload stops are actually very useful in this game because at the end of the day, it shows you where each good goes to. So, for example, on the left, we have gears and we have fuel. On the right, we have food and goods, right? So, it's very useful. And I also label them that way as well. As you can see, if we take a look, South Street, which is food and goods, and we have Cherry Street, which is fuel and machines. So, if we come in here and we take a look at our lines, right? We have a total of 3 lines: construction, planks, and machines. What I need to do is set up one for the goods, and we will create a new line. Actually, this will be line number 123, it looks like. And this will actually be the Des Moines goods line. And all I'm going to do is have it pick up here at Ridge Street at Des Moines and drop off at Cherry Street. Now all we have to do is get ourselves a truck out here. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll get the man truck, $413,000 later, and it'll go out on 123 Des Moines goods. So now we have a truck that's running in Des Moines to drop off goods. Now it's time to go check on our train, 1181. Okay, so let's go ahead and manage the line and see what we have going on with it. So out of Des Moines, it's picking up construction and tools, and it should be dropping those off, which it is in Fort Lauderdale. Now from Fort Lauderdale, it's picking up planks, and I'll explain that one in a minute, and it should be picking up goods. Now, are they dropping off the goods? Yes, they are. Okay, so eventually we should see goods on this platform here in Fort Lauderdale. If you take a look, we're pretty much have everything Fort Lauderdale is requiring except for tools. Let me show you where the tools are located. If we come over and fly back over towards Durham, we have the Durham tool factory right here. Okay, that is why I'm shipping logs to Des Moines and then having the train pick it up and put it up to Durham. Because if you take a look over here, we're dropping off planks and we're shipping them over to the tool factory. Now, I believe Durham is receiving tools. They are. Now, what I'd like to do is take those actual tools and get them over to the train station so I can start moving them over to Fort Lauderdale. So let's take a look. It does look like this line, 746 Durham Tools, does drop off at the Church Street at Durham, which is the rail yard, basically. One of the things I did between episodes is now I have a passenger train, which is 989, the Durham Express. This services Durham, Des Moines, and it goes out to Fort Lauderdale. So this is going to be a quite complex setup, so please stay with me on it. So what we're going to do, since we have a line coming in from the tool factory into the station, right? We're head down to Des Moines, and I'll show you how we'll set this up. I kind of got carried away here with this cargo station. I'm going to fix that between now and the next episode. It's going to get condensed. I kind of went overboard. Don't be honest, sometimes I do that. As you can see, we have multiple lines here for multiple reasons. Our oil is way overloaded. So let me go ahead and actually look at that really quickly while we're here. Let's go ahead and upgrade all the vehicles, and let's go and say put 20 vehicles on that line for now. Now what I want to do is set up a new line. Now this line is going to be line, 124. It's going to be called the Des Moines Tools, but actually in all reality, it's just a transport vehicle for tools. And basically all this line's going to do is it's going to pick up tools at Jefferson Street at Des Moines, which I need to change the name. And it's going to drop it off at Ridge Street at Des Moines. And this is just going to be a transport vehicle for these tools. So they end up on this train platform. So let's go ahead and get that set up. All right, let's go and get one vehicle out. What I do when I play Transport Fever 2 is I put one vehicle out and then I increase the vehicle. So this goes out on 124 Des Moines tool, which is technically Des Moines doesn't want tools. So now what we need to do is come back over here. As you can see, we have goods now on the Des Moines platform. So now Des Moines, if we take a look, it does now start getting goods, which is exactly what I was looking to do. So now Des Moines has all 4 products that they're looking for. That is actually fantastic news. This is the new passenger train. I love these cars that are on this train right now. But anyway, I'm getting off topic, so let's go back to this train here. So let's go and take a look at 118 Des Moines Rail. and we're going to manage the line really quickly because we need to take a look at what we're doing here. So I do have it picking up tools at Ridge Street at Des Moines, and I do have them dropped off at Fort Lauderdale. Can this vehicle handle tools? Yes, it can. Great. This is where our problem's not at. Where our problem could lie why we're not seeing tools on our train platform yet is that we may not have a tool line going into Fort Lauderdale. So let's take a look. And no, we do not have a tool line going into Fort Lauderdale. So if we create one, we should not have a problem here. So let's take a look. Sunset Street is our goods and tools. So let's go ahead and create a new line for Fort Lauderdale. So this line is going to be 241, it looks like. And it is going to be called the Fort Lauderdale. And this will be the tools line. Okay, so we have 241 Fort Lauderdale tools. It's going to be picked up here at the 4th Street at Fort Lauderdale. And it's going to get dropped off at Sunset. We'll buy another one and we'll set this out on 241 Fort Lauderdale tools. It'll go out. Now we head back over to Durham. Here eventually we should start seeing tools being loaded up on the platform. While we are waiting for tools to get loaded, let me show you what other things that have happened. One of the things, if you've been following this series for a while, you'll realize that the train station no longer goes into the center of the city. That's right. I was able to actually take the train station and move it off to the right. Now down here we have our passenger lines. Now we do have the Durham Transit, which is the inner city buses that run. But in some cities, for example, if I take you down to Sioux Falls, we do not have train access for passengers down here. It's an interstate travel bus that runs between, so 531 Sioux Falls bus. This bus runs between Sioux Falls and Miramar and drops people off in Miramar. Now, if you come up to Miramar, you'll find another one that runs from Miramar to Des Moines because not every city has a passenger train in it. So that is something I created between episodes. Now, once you get up to Des Moines, then you can hop a passenger train and go out to Fort Lauderdale. You can go up to Durham. I hope that makes sense, what I did there. Okay, even I make mistakes, okay? Let's just be real here. I've been sitting here for a while thinking to myself, okay, what am I doing wrong here and why is this not working? Usually I'll edit these things out. However, I think it brings value to a video. Because at the end of the day, we all mess up. So I was looking at this line, right? Which is the 741 Durham Rail. And I never actually told it to pick up tools out of Durham. So I'm going to tell it, hey, pick up tools out of Durham and drop it off in Des Moines, please. I set up everything else, but I forgot to actually deal with this particular line. We should start seeing tools being dropped on the platform and heading down to Des Moines. If we go back up to Durham now, you can see after I fix my mistake, we now have tools on the platform, which is fantastic news. 7411 has one tool. At least it's picking up tools now. We're back over at Fort Lauderdale. One of the things you will notice is that we don't have aircraft no longer in the game. However, I do plan to bring aircraft back. In the meantime, what I want to do is why I was at Fort Lauderdale is the goods are getting shipped over to Des Moines, which we know that. If we take a look at our goods, it only drops off in Des Moines, which I want it actually to drop off at this station as well. So I want to go in and manage this line really quickly. And I'm going to say, hey, look, can you also drop it off at the Jefferson at Des Moines, which I still need to change. So let's do that now. There we go. It's now officially changed. And basically what I want to do is tell it, drop off your additional goods here at the train station. Now we're going to head down to Miramar. Because at the end of the day, Miramar wants goods. If we take a look at their agenda, it looks like they have food, fuel, and construction. Do I have a goods line over here? No, I do not. So we'll set one of those up. But before we set that up, let me go find out where the goods go. So it looks like Green Street is fuel and construction. And it looks like 12th Street will be food and goods. So great. All right, let's set up a new line. This is Miramar. So let's go figure out what Miramar is. So it would be line 360. Okay. fair enough. 360, and this is the Miramar, and you watch me misspell this because I do all the time. Miramar Goods. And basically all I'm going to do is have a truck pick up here at Lake Street at Miramar and drop it off at 12th Street. So this one's going to go on 360 Miramar Goods. And this should actually now eventually start getting goods down here. However, we better check our rails. In this case, I have actually two separate rails. Let me explain. I have this train here, which we should actually fix. Let's go and upgrade the engine to the SD40 for $11 million. This train is simply my oil and fuel train to Miramar. And then I also have another train, 352. This train is actually my train that picks up everything else. So let's go and manage line for 352. Let's take a look at Jefferson Street at Des Moines, and let's see what we've got going on. So we want to pick up goods here, and we want to drop goods off at Miramar. We have the truck picking up goods on Ridge Street at Des Moines, and eventually we'll get them over here at Jefferson Street. And we have a line that is set up in Miramar to take the goods into the city. Now, the last city that we need to look at really quickly is Sioux Falls. Now, this is going to be a two-step scenario because they want just not only goods, but they also want machines. Now, we already know that Fort Lauderdale is producing a bunch of machines, and that we also have machines on the Ridge Street station at Des Moines. Now, what I need to do is get these transferred down to Sioux Falls. All right, let's get to work on that. So first of all, what I'm going to do is come in here and double check some stuff. So 123 is dropping goods off. We know that. We also know that 352 Miramar Rail is also picking up machines at Jefferson Street and dropping them off in Miramar. So we have that resolved, right? Now, if we go down to Miramar 533 Sioux Falls Rail, we manage its line, which is coming out of Lake Street to East Street. We're going to pick up goods at Lake Street at Miramar and drop it off at East Street at Sioux Falls. Only thing that we need to really fix is we need to make sure that drop off the goods in Sioux Falls. The other thing that we need to do is look at dropping off machines, which it looks like we already have a line. It's just that we don't have machines getting down this far. So let's go take a look at that. Now we know the machines are over here at Des Moines. Let's go and take a look at our machines line and see where it is dropping off. So it looks like it's not dropping off at the Jefferson Street station. So let's go and manage this line so it does drop off there. And now let's go ahead and just have them drop off the machines there. Now what I need to do is make sure that all these trains are picking up machines, because if there's any break in this line anywhere, we are screwed. And as you can see, that's the case. So we're going to pick up machines at Jefferson, and we're going to drop them off at Lake Street at Miramar. Now we're going to go down to Miramar, and we're going to take a look at 533, the Sioux Falls Rail, and we're going to ensure that they are actually doing what they're supposed to do. So we're going to pick up machines at Lake Street along with goods, and we are going to drop off the machines and goods at Sioux Falls. Let's head down to Sioux Falls and make sure that our lines are set up correctly down here. Let's take a look at what we've got. So we have the 532, which comes out of the factory, the food factory, and drops off. We have 534 that drops the food off in the city itself. We have 535, which we already know is running and operating to the machines, which is fine. We have 536, which is the construction line, which is fine. Now, the only thing I need to figure out is where is the goods in this town, because they're requesting it, so that means it's somewhere along in here. So let's take a look. Okay, so it looks like this station here, the food and construction, would work. But let's see if the 14th Street will work. It will. Good. Okay, so 14th Street will be in charge of machines, and it will be in charge of goods. Alrighty, great. Let's set up another line to 14th Street. So this one is actually Sioux Falls. So this will be line... I've screwed up the numbers, I know it. I'll fix that later. So we'll just call this 537 for now. And this will be the Sioux Falls. I almost put Miramar. This will be Sioux Falls, and this will be Goods line. And basically, it's going to run out of this East Street station at Sioux Falls, and it's going to get dropped off at 14th Street. Okay, let's go ahead and put this out on 57 Sioux Falls Goods. Okay, so if I have set everything up properly at this point, we should have no problems with this. I believe I have everything set up properly at this time. So I'm going to sit back, relax, maybe go get another coffee, not sponsored, and see if there's any breaks in the line, which it doesn't look like it. It looks like we're already off to a good start. We had goods on the platform heading out. We have 4 of them heading to Miramar. So the only thing I'm not seeing right now currently is the machines. So it makes me wonder if the line is set up properly. It does look like it's set up properly. So I want to ensure that I set everything up correctly. So it looks like line 532 is set up correctly for it. So my other thought is, okay, is it 533 that's the problem then? So let's take a look. Lake Street, nope, we're picking up machines and dropping them off. So that's not the problem. Okay, so no, we do have a truck on each one of these lines, don't we? Yes, we do. All right. So yeah, I haven't screwed anything up. One of the things that we can look at is this train over here to see what it's carrying. It is carrying machines, which is awesome. It just dropped off. Maybe it would be in my best interest to add a couple vehicles to these lines. So I'm going to at least add 2 more vehicles, and then I'm going to sell this one off, and then I'm just going to add 1 more, which is in good condition. I think that will be a good start for this. And hopefully that this will get now machines over to this platform. Here comes our truck with our machines. A total of 8 of them just got dropped off right here at the Jefferson Street at Des Moines. And look at that. Ladies and gentlemen, we have machines now being dropped off in Des Moines. Now we should be picking those up by train and shipping them over to Miramar, which doesn't want them. And then they should be dropping off at Miramar, and then the Sioux Falls can pick up the load, which they are. Check that out. Gears are now being dropped off at Miramar, and I'm getting really excited at this point because it's working the way it should. And check that out. We have machines now dropped off in Sioux Falls. That sends chills down my spine, okay? Love it when it comes all together the way it should. The only thing that's not getting is goods at this point. So let's go back and double check on those things really quickly. And let's head back up to Des Moines for that. So it looks like we do have our goods line picking up items. So he has 16. Let's see where he heads out to. So he dropped off a total of 9 goods on the platform at Jefferson Street at Des Moines. Now, my question is this train dropping it off here in Miramar? Miramar is definitely getting goods. The question is the train dropping off the entire load here in Miramar? That is something that we need to go investigate. So let's go look at that really quickly. So I'm not sure if this train was even picking up goods at this point. So we're going to ride this train and we're going to take a look at what goes on. So 3521 just picked up 9 goods, 4 food, 3 fuel, and 15 machines. Let's see what it drops off. So it dropped off all of it here at Miramar, and that is great news. It looks like machines been dropped off at Miramar, which is really good. Let's make sure that 5331 picks up these machines and these goods and takes it back to Sioux Falls, which it is. Okay. Well, folks, I thank you so much for watching. I'm going to leave it there for today. I hope this was educational and helped you out in your adventures in Transport Fever 2. But until the next time, I will see you there. and goodbye.